Hi everyone, I was going, it's super dark in here, they're not even going to be able to see me, and I don't have a place in this vehicle that I'm currently using to set my phone. Y'all can see my huge double chin that way. But anyway, I'm listening to Elvis music on this Sirius XM radio. But what I wanted to talk about right now is, y'all know that I do food delivery, is like I'm doing that full-time right now. Started doing it like March 2nd, I believe it was, of 2020. And it's been a real adventure. And what I really wanted to say was like, let's see the shadow of my phone on my face. That's not what I wanted to say. What I wanted to say is, and I think I've talked about this before, never, ever, I don't care which delivery app you are using, never use my current location for your address on a delivery app. I don't care if it's groceries, if it's food, if you're having a car delivered to your house, by all means, do not ever use my current location for your address. I'm saying this right now because the order that I just got through doing, I went down the road that it said the order was on, or that it said the address was on, and the closest thing there was to the address it gave me was off by like 10. So I texted the person and was like, is the address is showing for you your correct address? And she was like, yes, it is. And I'm sure this happens all the time with various delivery apps. But yeah, she's like, yes, it's my current, that is my correct address. And I said, oh, okay, because I don't see a 306. The closest I see is 316. And she says, well, but it's 306. And I'm like, are you sure you typed in the right road then? And she says, yes, I know what road I live on. So I'm like, okay. So I drove up and down the road for probably about 7 minutes or so. Never did see a 306. So I was like, okay, well, I'm going to leave it at the 316 because she must be at 316 because that's the closest thing that there is, right? So I text her that I left her food on her porch and click that I delivered the order, and pretty much immediately, and mind you, I'm on this street and I see nobody coming out of their houses. I sat outside the house for a little while to see if someone came out. And so, like, yeah, pretty much immediately she texted me, my food is not out on my porch, or not outside my door. I don't remember how she worded it, but anyway, she said her food wasn't there. And, like, I'm driving. Yeah, this vehicle has Bluetooth, but it's not my vehicle, so I'm not going to connect my phone to the Bluetooth. And my vehicle that I generally use, as with a lot of food delivery workers, does not have the option of even connecting to Bluetooth and talking to people, you know, hands-free. I mean, I could hit speaker, but my car's pretty noisy. Maybe not this one, but the one that I normally use is. So I'm like, I can't answer the phone. I'm driving. I'm a food delivery driver. That's what we do, is sit and wait for orders, or we're driving to pick up an order, or driving to drop one off, right? So I didn't answer, and I pulled over. You know, I pulled over so that I could answer, but she hung up. It probably maybe rang like two times, maybe 3 max, and she like hung up. And then she texted me, and she says, I don't know, I don't remember her exact words, but anyway, something along the lines of, and this isn't the first time that I've had this message being delivering food, I'm not sure where you left my order, but it's not outside my door. And I said, I left it at the address I was given to leave it at. Or I left it on the porch of the home with the address I was given to leave it at. And she hasn't, like, she sent 2 texts in that amount of time. She must have been doing talk to text, or she's one of those super, like, she's a millennial or a Generation Z kid that just text super, super, super fast. I mean, my kids text a whole lot faster than I do. I am not a very fast texter. I'm not going to lie on that. But anyway, so by the time that I had sent her the one text, you know, she was like, she had sent me the, I'm not sure where you left it, but it's not outside my door or on my porch or whichever it was. And then probably outside my door, because that's what our thing says, is I left it outside your door unless they give specific instructions, and then it would say I left it at your specified place, you know. But anyway, and she sent another text that I don't remember what exactly it said. Maybe said, I'm looking all over and I don't see it, or something like that. And then so, like, I sent that text, you know. I left it on the porch of the home I left it on the porch of the home with the address I was given. And, I should have been like, sorry, generally I apologize a whole lot, but if you use GPS My Location for your address and a delivery app, I'm sorry, but you're ignorant. It is, odds are, I mean, GPS can be super, super, super accurate. Yes, we use it to go to restaurants and to deliver people's food to their addresses and stuff. But it's not like we're going, oh, I need to pick up food at a Popeyes in Oklahoma City. Let me GPS it, you know. We have the exact address for the places, and this car in front of me is going 35 and a 45, but that's okay. They may have something going on. I don't know. Odds are they do, right? But anyway, yeah, it just aggravates me. I looked at my phone and thought I wasn't even recording, and I was like, oh no! But yeah, it really aggravates me when people use GPS My Location. And I joined a food delivery driver group on Facebook, and there's people in there who deliver for Grubhub, Postmates, DoorDash, Uber Eats. I want to say, there's even people in there that do the grocery deliveries for, or the deliveries for Shipt, and they call it IC, and I cannot think of what the actual thing is. That's the people that deliver my groceries that come from the nation's largest retailer, who I'm not going to name by name. Excuse me, can you try to go the fucking speed limit? Oops, excuse my French. But anyway, hope neither of my parents are subscribed to me on YouTube. But anyway, so, oh yeah, now you're switching lanes without using your blinker. No, you're not. Yes, you are. No, you're not. Make up your mind. Anyway, anyway, yeah, do not, please, by all means, do not ever use my current location when it comes to somebody delivering you stuff, especially not if you have a, I'm not going to be able to remember what it's called, VPN. That's what it's called. If you have a VPN on your phone or computer or tablet or whatever it is that you're ordering the stuff with, definitely do not use my current location, or your food may end up being sent to a delivery thing, or your groceries or whatever it is that you've ordered might end up being sent to a delivery thing that's in Kansas or Texas or Wisconsin or Michigan, or who knows where the flip it's gonna end up, right? Because when I didn't have a VPN on my, or when I did have a VPN on my phone, my son has a medical marijuana card, and he would go to try and find stuff, like find dispensaries that had deals, or just dispensaries or whatever, and he would find something that seemed like a super great deal, and then we would look at it closer, and it would be like in Montana, Minnesota, Wisconsin. It's like, what? Why is that what it's showing me? That's not even close to where I live. So, yes. The majority of time, if you don't have a VPN on, it may be off by a building or two. It might even be off by a whole street, but it also might be off by a block, by a mile or two, depending on the reception to the device that you're using when you select, here's my current location. Like, I don't know, like, I give directions, like, the app that I deliver for has delivery directions, and people will put all sorts of stuff in there about their food. Very, very few people, and most of those people that do are some kind of driver for some sort of thing. Be they a truck driver, a UPS driver, another food driver, a shipped driver, whatever. The ones that, you know, you can usually tell by the directions that they give. You're like, oh, you must deliver something for a living because you want me to be able to find exactly where you're at. So, like, yeah, on my grocery delivery thing, I not only hand typed in my address, but I live in quadplexes that have a, what is the word I'm looking for? My brain is saying compound. That's not it, but I guess it could kind of be. Anyway, there's an address for the group of them, and then of course I have my unit, my apartment number. So I type in the street address, my apartment number, which I put on 2 lines because a lot of people, when I only put it on the actual one that's for apartment or unit or suite or whatnot in the other, oops, I'm gonna drop my phone. Anyway, the ones that, like if I only put it in that section, then a lot of times people are like, oh, well, I'm at the address, but like, I don't know, like, I don't see any vehicles here. And I'm like, that's because you're at the office. You need to be at the actual apartment. And I put instructions on there, like step-by-step directions on how you need to go to get to my house. So, like, by all means, please never use my current location when you order something to have it delivered. If you order a computer from Best Buy or Amazon or whoever, when it asks you to put in your address, are you going to select, here's my current location? Perhaps you are, but not if you actually want to get your computer. You're not going to. That's all there is to that. So, yeah. That's my rant for tonight. You know, people used to always be like, what's your pet peeve? And I got to thinking here a while back, and I was like, you know, we used to say that our pet peeve, like me and one of my sisters, like we used to say our pet peeve was stupid people. Realistically, a lot of the time, I just think mine is people. It's so totally not true. You know, honestly, I really love people, though sometimes they can be extremely aggravating. Anyway, I need to get something to hold my phone in while I'm driving this vehicle. I was going to put it up by the steering wheel, which one of my daughters does part of the time, and I'm like, I don't feel like that's a very good place for this to be. So anyway, that is my rant for tonight. I've been trying to post more positive stuff instead of negative stuff. And I mean, I'm gonna say, you know, it's a positive post, and my wrist is killing me. But it is a positive post because why am I griping at you guys and telling you don't ever by any means use my current location when you're having something delivered? It's because I care, y'all. I don't want your stuff to end up at the wrong dang place. I want you, whether I'm delivering it or someone else is or whatnot and the other, I want you to get the stuff that you paid for, okay? If you select, use my current location, there's no guarantee that you're going to be able, you know, that you're going to actually get your stuff. I do recall once upon a time, many, many years ago, I was ordering pizza, and I used my current location, and I looked, well, I clicked it, and I looked on the thing, and I was like, okay, so that has my right address. Well, at that time, I was living in an apartment, as I've done the majority of my life. I was living in an apartment, and I did not notice that it didn't have the apartment number on there. So when the person came to deliver the stuff, they ended up leaving it at the office for the apartments, and were like, I mean, I left it where it said to leave it, and I couldn't really argue with them because they did. So I was just like, well, okay, if I was delivering something and it didn't have an apartment number, it just had like the street address, where would I leave it? And we're like, the office. So one of us ran up to the office, and it was there, and the box was still closed, and it was steamy hot and all. So yeah, we thoroughly inspected it when we opened it. But like, yeah, we did go ahead and eat that pizza. And I totally forgot that I was going to put some air in one of my tires. I'm gonna stop at a gas station that I know has free air, like a brand name gas station that I know has free air at their stations, and the only one, well, there's technically two, but yeah, well, I could make it 3 if I wanted a certain way, but I don't want to, like, the ones that are closest to where I live, I feel like in the town that I live in, probably have the highest, rate of, like, people getting robbed in the parking lot, people getting carjacked or attempted carjackings, well, in the town that I live in. I think I already said that 12 times, but anyway, so I was saying I was being positive because I want y'all to get your stuff that you order, that you pay for, so it's kind of a positive post. But let me see if I can think of something more positive to add to my rant video. So it's been beautiful, beautiful weather lately. Like, I don't know, I was going to check on the weather in Texas earlier because I know that they had a whole lot of power outages, not just rolling power outages, but power outages. I was surprised the lines didn't fall, but the snow was like so dry, and I started to say crispy. But the snow was like really, really super dry, so I guess that it wasn't heavy enough to weigh the lines down and cause power outages that way, which I was grateful for. I don't know that they had any power outages in my area. I could be wrong about that, but I don't know that they did, so that's some positive stuff, you know. And winter's almost over officially. Spring starts, I never can remember, March 23rd, 22nd, 21st, 20th, somewhere in there. So, hey guys, spring is almost here. Keep hanging in there, and, you know, spring will be here soon, and then we'll be griping about how hot it is and how much it's raining all the time, right? As I've gotten older, I've grown to appreciate the rain and just wet weather in general a whole lot more than I used to. But I'm going to log off, so everyone have a good whatever time of day or night it is in your part of the world, and stay safe, because we all know there's a whole lot going on, not only in this world, but in our universe. Stay safe, folks.